head down and continuing, not knowing if I can do it. And that kind of grit is what it takes. That's why a lot of people back off, because they don't feel inside they have that. And they really do. What they need is the training or some success that they've done it, and that will kind of build it. But it does require, I won't lie, it requires courage.
Do you feel like you've had an experience like that?
I'm sitting here, I'm trying to, I guess the spiritual aspect of art to me is minimal. I hope other people maybe see spirit in my work, but I don't know where, maybe I have a problem recognizing what is spiritual. Like I told you earlier today, I'm not very religious. I don't really consider myself an atheist, but I can't really consider myself a full Christian either, nor any other devout religion. You know, I believe we're here now, and then we're not. That's it. There's a lot of spiritual. When I go through the woods of my camp, my camp is my cathedral. You know, you can go to any Catholic church you want to, or any other synagogue or whatever, and pray to whatever person you want to, in your own way. When I get to my camp, underneath the sky, with trees around me, water's next to me, swamp right alongside, mosquitoes buzzing in my ear. That's my cathedral. And when I go through there, one of my nieces claims to be a wiki. And she told me, she says, you're much more wiki than you realize. Because when I go through and I'm picking raspberries in the fall, when raspberries are ripe, and I'll be doing like this when they're good. And I think the spirit's for the berries. It's not a religious thing. I hunt. A lot of people, you know, city folks, you know, never been hunting in your life, and you can't imagine going out and shoot Bambi. I live for that. I do. I live for that. And when I shoot Bambi, thank you.
But all this is part of your survival.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've always said that I believe I can go out in the woods with a ball string and a pocket knife and survive. And I truly believe that I could. Not that I want to try it or have to do it.
We'll give you a book of matches too.
I believe I can make fire without the matches. I believe I can. I've tried it, and I've got hot embers. I've never followed through with it enough. But I believe I could. But I don't know, sometimes I have trouble saying, okay, this is a spiritual thing.
Using the words.
The earth is your spiritual thing.
Yeah. And religion, to me, hasn't got anything to do with it.
The elemental earth itself and the properties that are here on this earth are your spiritual self.
Go out
and that's the thing everyone else is missing. That's the thing that you've already got.
Yeah.
He's already doing what you're asking everybody else to do.
That's right. He lives in the country, connects with the forest, and the beasts, and the goddess, and the berries, and the spirits of the berries. And these are the things that everyone wishes they could do.
The lake with a stick and see if a fish went by, and whack that fish with a stick, drag it out of the water, put it on the fire, and cook it. That to me that's life. That's survival. I mean, that's what life to me should be. But now we get so caught up in our worldly possessions. My house, I don't have company in my house. My house is a 60-year-old house that most people would say it needs to be torn down. I sit in my living room, I whittle, you know, and people think, oh my God, you know. My lazy boy is full of wood chips. I flip it upside down every once in a while, I shake it and get the wood chips out and sweep them up. Every once in a while, not every day. But, you know, I don't, where I live in society, so to speak, doesn't interest me at all. I mean, I'm comfortable, that's all that matters. I'd much rather get there in the woods. You know, my cabin in the woods, I tell people I have a cabin in the woods. The original cabin is 8 feet wide, 12 feet long, tall enough to stand up in. It's sitting on cinder blocks, two cinder blocks off the ground. And it's shifted a little bit, it's not perfectly level anymore, it's not got foundation under it. I packed the dirt with a stick and set the blocks there and leveled it off and built the cabin on it. And I added a 10 by 10 storage shed to the back end of it. So now I've got a 22 foot long cabin. You know, 10 feet wide in the back and insulated, put a wood burner in there. I could stay there in the wintertime if I had to. It's kind of rough in the wintertime. My driveway is 3/4 of a mile through the woods to get to my camp. I tell people coming out to visit me, you turn where it says Henderson Lane, because I have a little street sign there, Henderson Lane. You get at the end of the road and you ain't in my camp, I ain't got no idea where you are. Because if you get to the end of the road, you're not in my camp, you are definitely lost. You took the wrong road somewhere. But that's, I don't know, it's just sometimes I'm off in my own little world. Frequently.
But at least you admit it.
Oh, sure. and hey, if you want to take a ride with me, you're welcome.
And I think that's part of your art.
And
Take a ride with me to my world, to John's world.
I might drive a few miles with you. It might be hard to keep me on the path with you though for too long. I'll be all for here.
Like everything the art that you create is like things that I could use for survival. And that's what I see in the case, like these little knives and this club over here that that we encourage people to use when we're suggest a donation. We have used it here in my course, but I mean like all these tools and these things that you make are they're all survival. Like I could see myself getting that in case I was ever needing to be in a survival position.
Have you ever tried making a fish hook? I made fish hooks out of briars, out of thorns off a tree. You can make a fish hook. I said I need a ball of string and a pocket knife. I can make my own string. I had a friend of mine in camp who was a city boy all his life, and he loved to go fishing. He spent several weeks with me in camp here and there. And I told him I thought I could survive with a ball of string and a pocket knife. He said, "Oh no." I said, I can make my own string." He said, "How?" Well, I happened to have a log laying there that I knew had the right kind of bark on it. I stripped the outer bark off this log, started pulling the inner bark out of it, started rolling it on my pants leg, making thread out of it. I get 3 strands of thread, start braiding them together.
That's right.
In a few minutes, I had a piece of cordage about this long.
Yeah.
I could have made a bow out of it, and with my knife then, I could use that cordage to make a bow, and I can go hunting, I can get food,